Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with Conversation with Self. What you going to talk about today, Self? I'm going to talk about the power of real talk. The power of real talk, Self. Yeah, Self, the power of real talk. You need a refresher on the power of real talk so you don't get discouraged and stop talking to people. Wow, that sounds a little bit like it's, a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. But let's see what we got today. So, in a world often shrouded by facades and pretenses, the concept of real talk shines like a beacon, authenticity and vulnerability. Real talk is not just a conversation, it's a sincere exchange of thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It's about tearing down the walls we build to protect ourselves and allowing others to see us as we truly are. This unfiltered communication serves as a powerful tool, particularly in the face of adversity. When confronted with challenges, we often find ourselves grappling with difficult emotions and thoughts. Real talk provides a space where we can express these emotions openly without judgment. By acknowledging and sharing our struggles, we not only gain clarity and insight into our own experiences, but we also give others permission to do the same. Now, just be careful with oversharing, okay? Be careful with that. But I think that it's important for us to be open to talk to people a little bit, but just be kind of vague. You can be open but vague without giving away too much information, because the reason why I'm saying this is because some people don't have our best interest at heart, and so they'll want to draw close to see what they can get from us. So just be careful with that. This shared vulnerability fosters a sense of unity and empathy, reminding us that we are not alone in our trials. I think it's important for everybody to find a network of people they can interact with sometimes, whether you make yourself go into public places and where it doesn't matter if you're alone or not, but there's other people, so you just blend in. So think about options like that. You might meet people that way, or just get into groups. Look online and see what kinds of groups are open in your area, Alleviating feelings of isolation through open communication. We're going to talk about that a little bit. One of the most remarkable aspects of real talk is the ability to dismantle the isolation that adversity can impose. And that's just what I was talking about. Sometimes it's okay to be isolated sometimes, but sometimes we need to be around people too, Consider a person battling a chronic illness. The individual might feel isolated by the unique challenges they face, disconnected from those who cannot fully comprehend their experience. However, when they engage in a genuine conversation with someone willing to listen and understand, the barriers of isolation begin to crumble. The simple act of articulating their fears and frustrations creates a bridge, connecting them with another human being who genuinely cares. And it's important for us to have connections with people sometimes, But we have to just be careful because, unfortunately, the world is a little bit more vicious. And, so we have to be careful for that. But not everybody's a bad guy. This connection is not limited to similar experiences. Real talk transcends boundaries, allowing individuals from various walks of life to connect on a profound level. And that's why I really enjoy talking and interacting with people of all cultures, because I can get a different perspective on some things, A teenager struggling with academic pressure might find solace in the words of a retired professional who faced parallel challenges decades ago. When I was coming up, the older people and stuff, they used to volunteer and tutor the younger students, and there wasn't any funny business. It was just genuine, more generations were involved in the upbringing of the younger generations coming up, and they weren't always related. They had volunteer programs for that, so that the young people could interact with people of all ages and the seniors. And in that way, the seniors gave them a different perspective on life, because they grew up at a different time and they've seen harder days. The authenticity of the conversation, the willingness to share vulnerabilities, and the genuine empathy express can forge bonds that combat the loneliness that often accompanies adversity. And, you know, so I was blessed to come up in a time where I interacted with people from all ages. And there wasn't, I mean, funny business happened, but it wasn't that often. But, I mean, you know, unfortunately, that's a part of, I mean, that's just how life is. But genuine and but basically, you know, most of the people they were moral people, you know. So I was blessed to be able to have that kind of a upbringing. And so that gave me a different perspective on life, you know. And so I'm trying to give it back, you know, from an old school perspective, because I learned from the old timers, but I'm an old timer now. But I'm also, you know, might be able to reach some people that are younger, you know. It's my turn now to give back, you know. Transformative effects of genuine conversations. Personal anecdotes illustrate the transformative effects of genuine conversations. Consider, we'll call her Sarah. Consider Sarah a woman who lost her job during a recession. Stricken by feelings of failure and hopelessness, she opened up to a friend about her struggles. The friend, in turn, shared her own story of overcoming setbacks and how those experiences eventually led to unexpected opportunities. This exchange not only shifted Sarah's perspective, but also motivated her to persevere. She channeled her newfound determination into exploring alternative career paths and eventually found success in an entirely different field. And that's happened to me, too. I mean, I've been in the workforce for so many decades that, you know, I've lost jobs and I've got jobs, and you know, I've had opportunities and lost opportunities, but you know, I'm not giving up, you know. I'm just going about things differently now, you know. But I've been working since I was a teenager. Sharing vulnerabilities for connection. To truly understand the power of real talk, practice is essential. Engage in the following exercise to experience the transformative nature of open communication. And that's the one thing that I'm thankful for, that my parents, they made us be involved in community activities and religious activities and all of that. We had to participate, you know. And I think that's important, you know. Does it keep you busy through the week? Yeah, it does, but it enriches your kids and enriches you. When you have kids, now that when you're older, that's different. But when you have kids, you should be involved in community activities. It gives us kids a sense of community, you know, and then they get a chance to meet other people in the community. I think that's very important, you know. If I had to do it again, I'd do some of the same things, you know. I would be very involved in the community with my kids. They have a lot of activities for people, you know, and I would have my kids out there participating in them. The ones that we could qualify for, I sure would. Choose a trusted friend, family member, or colleague with whom you feel comfortable, just to begin to learn how to practice. You should be able to talk to your family. You know, most people are able to talk easily with their family. Maybe not everybody, but, you know, find somewhere, you know, where you can learn how to just express yourself and talk to people. They have groups out there. Take turns sharing a personal challenge or adversity you face. Be open about your emotions, thoughts, and impact the experience had on you. Listen actively and empathetically as you share back and forth with whoever it is that you're talking to. Reflect on how the exchange made you feel. Did you experience a sense of connection and empathy? Did sharing your experiences alleviate your feelings of isolation? Sometimes it helps when just talking to somebody sometimes. You know, you don't have to say anything profound. Just like, oh, wow, the weather's, you know, talk about the weather, anything, you know. I just, I want you to notice if the experiences by you getting out there and learning how to connect with people, if it influences you in any way, you know. I know that when I do that, it just makes life seem more genuine when I just talk to people, just, you know, sometimes, you know, just in passing, you know, in general. Have a good day.